Okay, so in this last session of a multiple integral, you are going to learn applications of multiple integral. First, we'll see the applications for double integration. Before we start, you should see here this type of the questions we already done, where the question is evaluate. Okay, evaluate a double integral f of x y dx dy. So when we do the questions like evaluate f of x, y, dx, dy, we just focus on our calculation. We are given some function of x, y, we are double integrating it with x and y. Okay. So that time it is just a mathematical question and it doesn't have any meaning. Whatever the answer we get, the answer is always a number because all double integrals, all multiple integrals are definite type. So when we evaluate a double integral or triple integral, it just gives us a number and that number does not have any meaning unless that integrand, now in this case if you observe our integrand is this f of xy. If this f of xy have some meaning, then that integral I also represents something. So you'll observe first application. The first application is area. So for this application, uh, if our f of xy, if this function of xy is just a unit, okay. So if f of xy is 1, we're left with a double integral dx dy, and that double integral dx dy represents the area of that region, okay, area of a region. So we can evaluate area with a double integral dx dy. If we want to evaluate area of a polar curves, we convert the double integral from Cartesian to polar. It is mainly for a circular region. The value of a dx dy we replace by r dr d theta. And exactly same thing, if we have to evaluate a area over the elliptical region, we replace dx dy by abr dr d theta. So that about our first application. So first application, just we observed that if our this f of xy, if the value of f of xy is 1, the integral will represent the area. That is our first application. Now, instead of 1, if we say our function of xy, that function of xy is a density function rho. This is a Greek symbol. This is the Greek symbol rho. So it is denoted like this. Okay. So rho is a density of a lamina. So sometimes the word is used as a plate, okay, or lamina. So if we have to find out the mass of a lamina or mass of a plate, so plate is something like it have a negligible thickness, very negligible thickness, and we are going to find out that mass of a lamina there. So that mass of lamina or mass of that plate we can calculate with a double integration of f of xy dx dy only, provided that function of xy represents the density of that lamina. So density of lamina is a variable density. See, whenever the density is not given in any question, always take on the density as a 1. Okay, density will be considered as 1 only. Okay, so that will be considered 1. Uh, but many of the questions, the density is given as like density is varying as a square of abscissa, okay, like that. So we have to take then abscissa is x, so rho is equal to x square. Sometimes it is given as a density is a sum of abscissa and ordinate, then rho is x plus y. Okay, that is abscissa plus ordinate, because in the coordinates x comma y, x is abscissa and y is ordinate. So generally the density is given in terms of x and y. So if it is written the density is a sum of abscissa and ordinate, rho is x plus y. If density is a proportional to square of abscissa, so you can take rho equal to kx square or just x square. Okay, so where proportionality constant is taken as 1, and whenever the density is not given in the question, take it as 1, take it as 1. Okay, so provided the function f of xy is a density, obviously that is our second application, it is a mass of the lamina. And the last one now, the last one, where we can use a double integral to find out the CG of a lamina, center of gravity of lamina, and that is a. I will tell you first what is a CG. This is obviously if we have a plane lamina with a uniform density. Suppose I have this rectangle. I have this rectangle whose density, whose density is a constant. Density is a constant means, okay, if density is a constant, obviously the CG of a rectangle will be the center of that rectangle. So just you have to fold this rectangle along its width and length, length and breadth, I will say, and you may get this. This is suppose half of this, and this is half of that. So this is the centroid. This point. Okay, I will change the ink color here. So this point is say x bar, y bar. So this x bar comma y bar is the center of this rectangle. But why this is exactly the center of the region? Because it have the constant density, but not necessary in real life situation that every material have the constant density. The density may vary. If density is varying, then its centroid may vary. Okay, the centroid position may change at any place. It may be somewhere here then, provided it have varying density there. Okay, so whatever that centroids or center of gravity, we can find out by these formulas. We have the formula double integration x into rho dx dy divided by double integration rho dx dy, and y bar we can find out by this formula. Remember, uh, this topic is not in old syllabus, so this is first time in your syllabus. So, and obviously the CG examples are very lengthy. So question of CG will be really a simple, because you have to evaluate two double integrals, not two. If question is for entire CG, you have to find out 1, 2, and 3. So denominator of the both x bar and y bar are same, so that's okay. But at least 3 double integrals you have to evaluate, and then you have to replace that values, and then we get that CG there, centroid. Okay, so that about the formulas. You may observe here that if integrand is changing its value, so whenever there is a change in value of this integrand, we have different applications. We have different applications for we can say that double integral. So already we learned how to evaluate the area. Okay, area of the given region. We'll move to the one example for mass of a lamina, and one example for CG there. So before we proceed for examples, one more thing I will show you here. Exactly similar situation is with a triple integral. If you observe, this is our general triple integral, in which that f of xyz, if it doesn't have any meaning, so we are just doing the triple integration. But if this f of xyz is 1, if that f of xyz is 1, it represents the volume of a solid. It represents volume of a solid. If f of xyz is a rho, if that f of xyz is a density function, then it represents the mass of the solid, and we can use the formulas to get a centroid of a solid. Again, this is one of the most lengthy question, because here, yes, we have to evaluate 4 triple integrals. This is one denominator that is common for all the three. All the three have the same denominator, but numerator 3 different triple integrals we have to evaluate, and then we replace it and we get a centroid of a solid again. Okay, that is the center of a solid there. Okay, indirectly. So that about the formulas. We'll move to the example now. The first question is find the mass of the tetrahedron. So see, the tetrahedron is not a 2D figure. Tetrahedron is a solid which have the 4 surfaces as a boundary surfaces there. So if you observe, the tetrahedron look like this. Suppose if I say this is x-axis, this one is y-axis, and this one is z-axis. So we are given that this tetrahedron is bounded by the coordinate planes. Coordinate plane mean xy plane, yz plane, and zx plane. And this plane is given in the intercept form. So x upon a indicates a is the intercept on x-axis. So if I want to show that, so I will take this point, say x equal to a, y0, z0, and y upon b indicates b is a point on y-axis, so 0, b, 0, and the third last z upon c indicates so 0 comma 0 comma c. So this is the intercept form, and this is the oblique plane that in the first octant of the space. And you will observe now this is our tetrahedron which have the four triangles as the boundaries of that solid. So the base is there, which is an xy plane, so that triangle, and you'll observe one triangle is oblique there, and the remaining three triangles are in xy, yz, and zx plane. That is a tetrahedron there. Now our aim is to get the mass of this tetrahedron, and you will observe nowhere written about anything about the density. Density is not given. So what should be the density? Whenever the density is not given, we take that density rho is equal to 1. So indirectly we are going to calculate volume of that solid. Volume of the solid and the mass becomes same provided the density rho is equal to 1. Okay, so right now our formula for the mass is, we can start like this. Mass is equal to a triple integration rho dx dy dz, but as density is not given, so you can assume let rho equal to 1. Let rho equal to 1. That is our assumption. So this will become triple integral, and generally we always keep our order as a dz dx dy. Already we discussed about it. Why dz dx dy? Because we are familiar to evaluate the double integral in that xy plane. So this xy plane region is here, and in this region, yes, we can easily evaluate our double integral. So it's better to take the height first, height of the solid. So we should get the limits. We should get the limits for z here, and the limits of z obviously we get it from. You'll observe the lower limit for z is obviously this xy plane, that is z equal to 0. Z equal to 0. This is the lower limit, and if you observe the height here, this height is touching to this oblique plane that is in the triangle. So you'll observe the upper limit, we can get it from this equation. So you'll observe z by c equal to 1 minus x upon a minus x minus b, and that is then you have to take c also. So I'll write z equal to c into 1 minus x upon a minus y upon b. I think you will get it from that expression only. So the limits of z, I will write it here, 0 to c into 1 minus x upon a minus y upon b. So that about the upper limit. So integral of dz is a z. If you put upper and lower limit, you will observe clearly we'll get that as double integral only. Now I will replace the upper limit and lower limit for the integral of dz. So we left only this c times 1 minus x upon a minus y upon b, and then we left with a dx dy. Now this is not so difficult for us. We already learned how to do the double integral now. Double integral of this over the region in xy plane. The region in xy plane is already there shaded. I highlighted there in here in diagram. C is a constant, that's not a problem, but we have to get the strip now. So if I take a strip in that, if I take a strip in xy plane, let I take a strip parallel to y-axis. So here is my strip, the strip is a parallel to y-axis. So lower end touches to y equal to 0, upper end, now if you see what is the equation of this straight line, equation of this straight line should be x upon a plus y upon b is equal to 1. Why? Because z is a 0. You replace z equal to 0 in the given plane equation, you will get the equation of that oblique straight line in xy plane, x upon a plus y upon b equal to 1. So from this only we can get the upper limit for y, and you will observe the limits for y are y equal to 0 to y equal to b into 1 minus x upon a. Okay, so this is the limits for y. So can you guess here now what should be the limits for this? I taken a dy first. So what should be the limits of x now? So you'll observe the minimum value of x at origin, that's a 0, and maximum value of x is here, that is a. So it's a 0 to a, and that's one only. Now remaining part is so simple, or you already know how to do it. You have to do the integration one by one. First we'll integrate it with y. So I'll write that here. Let me do few of the steps here. So this will come outer integral 0 to a as it is. C is a constant as it is. C is a constant there. So we are integrating with y. So this is y minus xy upon a minus y square upon 2b and limits of y 0 to b into 1 minus x upon a, and that is a dx there. Okay, so we have to put these limits there. So this is 0 to a. It is just lengthy calculation. So this c as it is. We're going to replace y by this one, b into 1 minus x upon a. So that is a replacement, minus x upon a into b into 1 minus x upon a minus b square into 1 minus x upon a bracket square upon 2b dx. Okay, now what will happen here? One of the b gets cancelled in the last term, but yes, remaining part is just the simplification. One of the b gets cancelled here. If you want to simplify, you can simplify, or you can integrate as it is also, but take care while integrating this term, because 1 minus x upon a bracket square can be integrated as 1 minus x upon a bracket cube divided by 3 into 1 minus a, so minus 1 by a. So that minus a you can multiply it otherwise, and then you put upper and lower limit, and you will get the volume of this tetrahedron or the mass of the tetrahedron. Right now mass and volume are same because rho is 1. So I hope you can do the remaining calculations your own, and you can check the answers in the textbook. This is the solved example probably from the textbook there. Okay, so if you are interested, you can complete it and you can post it on my WhatsApp. I will tell you whether your answer is correct or not. Okay, so that about this is the mass applications to get the mass of a solid. Similarly, similar example you will have for mass of the lamina also. Okay, that only your double integral. So you'll observe this. You can observe one of the step here. Let I show you this step. If you take this integral can be considered double integral rho dx dy, provided this is the density. If suppose it is a density function of that 2D figure, then this can be the mass of that mass of the lamina. So provided this integrand should be the density function. If it is a density, then it is the mass of lamina. Okay, so generally the densities are given in the question itself. If not, you can take rho equal to 1 there also in 2D also. Okay, now here here is one last question for CG. We are going to calculate a CG of a cardioid, center of gravity of a cardioid. Okay, so whenever the questions are coming on CG, I will tell you it is very rarely come in the exam, because the general nature of the question is a 5 marks question, and for 5 marks this is obviously a too lengthy question. So if it comes, it may happen that find a x coordinate of a CG or find y coordinate of CG, that may come there. Okay, but it is not difficult. I will say it is not difficult. It is a lengthy. It will time consuming, because you have to evaluate 2 to 3 double integrals there. So right now, if we come to the formulas here, formulas for x bar and y bar. The formula of x bar is, yes, anyone? Okay. The formula for x bar is a double integral x rho dx dy divided by a double integration rho dx dy. Similarly, we have the formula for y bar, a double integration y rho dx dy divided by a double integration rho dx dy. So right now so you'll observe one thing, that these denominators are same. So this is actually these denominators are actually it's related to their mass of that mass of a lamina. But again in this question also, the density, this rho is not given. So we can start with the same thing. Let rho equal to 1. Okay, let rho equal to 1. So throughout the formula, you can replace rho by 1 there. Now, the first thing that we have to do it, you can continue like this also simultaneous, or you can evaluate this denominator integral separately, numerator separately. That way also you can proceed. Let I proceed continuously here. So therefore x bar will become, now one more thing, this cardioid is a polar curve, so I want all this double integral in polar form. So this is a double integral. The value of x is r cos theta, rho is 1, and value of dx dy is r dr d theta. Denominator, yes, it is a similar, that is a double integral r dr d theta only. R dr d theta. Don't do the silly thing. Few of the students they do very funny things like don't cancel this r dr d theta from numerator and denominator. You cannot cancel because this is inside the integral. They are integrand. Okay, they are not like multiplied. Okay, so this double integral r dr d theta is a function there. Let me find out x bar first. Similarly, y bar you can evaluate your own. Okay, in the same way. So we'll see the steps for this one. Now we have to find this for entire cardioid. You first know the cardioid. This is a right hand cardioid, and this exists in all four quadrants. Okay, so obviously without diagram also you can get the limits for cardioid. So I will write here. This is the numerator double integral. This is r square cos theta dr d theta. Limit of r, yes, limit of r is obviously center from 0, that is origin actually, not center, to a times 1 plus cos theta. That is a upper limit, that is a lower end of the cardioid, lower end of the strip will vary over the origin only, and upper end on the cardioid. And the cardioid exists in entire four quadrants, so limits of theta 0 to 2 pi. A similar limits comes in the denominator, that is limits 0 to 2 pi. Okay, limit is 0 to 2 pi. Inner limits are 0 to a times 1 plus cos theta, and this is r dr d theta only. So the next step I will do it here. Okay, so that outer 0 to 2 pi as it, or we can integrate it at one time only. Okay, because limits are constant, yes, we can do the integration. So let me do it. Let I change the in color. Okay, so the integral of this r square dr, it is r cube by 3, r cube by 3. Okay, and the limits are 0 to a 1 plus cos theta. And oh no, we cannot do it one by one because inner limits, all limits are not constant, so we have to write it 0 to 2 pi integral outside, 0 to 2 pi outside, cos theta d theta. That about the inner integration we done, and denominator inner integral, so outer will be 0 to 2 pi as it is, r square by 2, r square by 2, 0 to a 1 plus cos theta, and only d theta will left in the denominator. So that about these outer integrals we done. Okay, so next step I will do it here, which is upper is a 0 to 2 pi. If you put a limits, you will observe you get 1 by 3 or a cube by 3, a cube by 3, 1 plus cos theta bracket cube into cos theta only, divided by integral 0 to 2 pi a square by 2 1 plus cos theta bracket square d theta. Okay, so you may observe now already we started with the formula. Now only mathematical things are left. It is just doing some integrations. It is just one more thing. We're doing a calculation only for x bar right now. Similar calculation you have to do it for y bar also. Okay, only at the time of y bar this denominator no need to evaluate separately because already we done the denominator in the x bar. So same value we can replace it directly there. Okay, same value we can replace directly there. So after that, now the main task left how to do this integration. Okay, so to do this integration, um, integration is 0 to 2 pi 1 plus cos theta bracket cube into cos theta d theta is there. Uh, Substitution method will not work because if you put 1 plus cos theta as a t, outside there is only cos theta, so it will not. That may work in y bar because in y bar there is y rho dx dy. So y is r sine theta, and because of that substitution method will work in y bar there. But in x bar we can't do like this. So instead we can cube the bracket, multiply cos theta inside, and then integrate. Then we can integrate it. Okay, so we have to square the bracket and we have to do this calculation. Let I erase some steps so that we can do this calculation. Okay, so x bar is equal to numerator a cube by 3 is a constant as it is. This 0 to 2 pi as it is, and you will observe the 1 plus cos theta bracket cube now. So let me take a cube first. A cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So that about numerator. In the denominator, we get that a square by 2. Okay, that let me simplify that also. 0 to 2 pi. I mean denominator also I will do like 1 plus a square plus 2ab because that bracket square is there plus b square. So if you see the simplification of that, a square gets cancelled, only a will left, and this is a denominator of denominator. It goes in the numerator. I think yes, it is a 2a 2a by 3. That is only the left for simplification of the constant. At the same time, now I want to integrate this and put a limit. If you know some properties like over the integral 0 to 2 pi cos raised to n theta is a 0 for which power you can use that. So obviously if the power is odd, if the power is odd, then the value of integral is a 0. Okay, and if the power is even, it becomes 4 times 0 to pi by 2. That is a property. But if you don't know, don't worry, just integrate it and substitute upper limit minus lower limit. I will tell you which terms integral will go to the 0 provided. So first this cos theta will come inside. So integral of cos theta over the 0 to 2 pi over 0 to 2 pi goes to the 0. So this term integral goes to the 0. This cos theta into cos theta is cos square theta. So cos square theta will not be 0, the value. This cos cube theta, yes, this term integral will go to the 0. And this cos 4 is even, so it will not go to the 0. That is the property I am using. Because of that I am saying here. Same thing here, this cos theta, I have the odd power, so this is a 0. So this term's integral will go to the 0. You can cross check later on also. I will not use that 0 property directly so that you can understand it. So let I integrate this. So if we integrate this, the integral of this cos theta I am multiplying here, and integral of cos theta is cos square theta by 2. Cos square theta by 2 plus 3, that cos square becomes cos cube theta by 3, This is a 3 cos cube, that become 3 cos raised to 4 theta by 4, and that cos 4 become cos raised to, this is a cos 4 become cos raised to 5. Limits are 0 to 2 pi. Now same thing for the denominator, integral of 1, that is d theta is a theta. This is a 2 cos square theta by 2 plus cos cube theta by 3, 0 to 2 pi. So yet we not completed our example because yeah, too much simplifications are there. So as these are very lengthy, chances of coming these questions are also the rare in the exam. So let me put upper and lower limit now and check what happens. So this 2a by 3 as it is, 2a by 3 as it is. When you put upper limit now, cos 2 pi is 1 and cos 0 is also 1, and there is cos square. So you'll put, see, upper limit minus lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit. So as cos 2 pi is 1, cos 0 is also 1, same value is coming with a minus sign. This term goes to the 0. Already I said here. Okay. Cos cube theta. In the case of cos cube theta, it will not be a 0 because you will observe now cos 2 pi is 1. Okay, cos 2 pi is 1. Cos lower limit have the minus sign. Is it coming 0? Is it coming 0? No. Let I check. Cos 2 pi is 1 and cos 0 is also 1. Okay, so this is the this is actually the problem. Actually, we should take it as a because at we in integration, actually from same point to the same point, if we do the integration, that looks like to the 0 answer. So here one simple thing that we have to do it, and that we missed here at the beginning. You know that cardioid. I will draw the cardioid diagram, so, and I will tell you that what is exactly we have to do it. This is our cardioid. R equal to a 1 plus cos theta. This is R equal to a 1 plus cos theta, and this is the region. This is the region. That region is symmetric about initial line or x-axis. So whatever the region we get for theta equal to 0 degree to pi, the same region is from pi to 2 pi. So everywhere we should take 2 times 0 to pi, 2 times 0 to 2 times 0 to pi. So this for this example, you will observe only that this center, this x bar is important. Y bar obviously should come 0. When you evaluate y bar by a formula, this will come 0 because this cardioid is itself symmetric about y-axis and its density is a constant, that is 1. So the y bar will come on exactly initial line because this initial line is a symmetry of that cardioid. But this along x-axis there is no sorry, along y-axis there is no symmetry. Because of that, x bar will be non-zero there. So my mistake. So at the beginning I should write it from the beginning here, few of the things. So instead of writing 0 to 2 pi, we should write 0 to pi everywhere, and that I can write 2 times. So if I write numerator 2 times and denominator also 2 times, that 2 times gets cancelled. I hope you are getting. For example, let I show you here. So if I write here, if I write here only integral 0 to 2 pi is a 2 times 0 to pi, and this is also 2 times 0 to pi, and then I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to cancel this 2. So if you cancel it, it doesn't matter there. So instead of 0 to 2 pi, we should write it 0 to pi only. Then only we get answer. Then only we get answer. So that is a one thing. And now I will change here also these limits. It's 0 to pi only. I will erase the diagram also because diagram is not required. So remember, limits should be taken 0 to pi with the help of symmetry only. 0 to 2 pi will not give us the answer. Okay. Now we'll come to that same thing what I said before, that when we put these limits, this cos 0 is 1, cos pi is a minus 1, but minus 1 square is plus 1, and that goes to the 0. But for this term, this 3 also gets cancelled. Cos cube theta is there. Cos pi is a minus 1, so that is a minus 1 cube Okay, lower limit have the minus sign. Cos 0 is 1, 1 cube. Okay, 1 cube is 1 there. So that's one. Okay, 1 cube. So cos pi is minus 1 cube, and cos 0. Yes, correct. My mistake. Plus. Now this term, cos pi is a minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 4 is plus 1, and cos 0 is 1. So this term goes to the 0. I hope you are getting. But this term will preserve. So cos pi raised to 5. Minus 1 raised to 5 is a minus 1. So plus minus 1 raised to 5, and cos 0 is 1. So this is upon 5. So this way. Divided by. Divided by. Now here is a pi. Theta is replaced by pi. Then same thing will happen. Already I told this term goes to the 0, cos square theta. This integral goes to, because cos pi minus 1 plus 1, sorry, this is plus 1 minus 1 goes to the 0. This term only preserve. Plus cos pi. This is a minus 1 cube. Minus 1. 1 cube is actually there upon 3. So let me simplify everything. So this is a 2a by 3 as it is. 2a by 3 as it is. Minus 1 cube is a minus 1. Minus 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 2. This is minus 2. This is a minus 2 by 5. Minus 2 by 5 divided by pi minus 2 by 3. So this only we have to simplify, and that becomes our answer then. That becomes the answer. So too much calculation we done here. So you can see how the examples are lengthy here. So just erase the first step here. So x bar become this 2a by 3 as it is. This cross multiply minus 5 minus 10 minus 12 by 5 divided by 3 pi minus 2 upon 3. So this 3 gets cancelled. Okay, let me see last steps here. So is equal to this is minus 24a upon 5 3 pi minus 2 is my x bar. Probably there may be a silly mistake in calculation. I will check. I will check whether, because I think this is not the answer. I will check it. If something different answer is there, I will share the solution. But important thing that you should focus right now is the method only. The method is only the formula. Let I show you that formulas again. So these formulas are important. So here we use these formulas. This formula of x bar and y bar. So this formula of x bar and y bar. Calculation mistake, yes, gives you the wrong answer, and then you get a partial marking in the exam also. So yes, it have a very rare chance to come in the exam, but it is a part of syllabus. You can just do one example that given in the tutorial also. Okay, so definitely it becomes your practice, and you can see the solved examples of the textbook. Okay, thank you.